Miami Heat, Miami Heat, Miami Heat. It feel like Miami.
Welcome. Season 12 of the Miami Heat Beat Podcast. I'm your host, Giancarlo Navas. With me today, producer and co-founder, Brian Goins. Brian, was this a doom or was this a boom?
I'm going to give it a doom.
Oh! Saucy Takes, Coach Lou. Is
Ask
this
me
a
the same
doom
question.
or is it a boom?
We got 5 booms in the chat. Boom, boom. I'm not doing all 5. We're always one,
Franky.
baby.
Franky G, was this a doom or was this a boom?
I'm going to have to say it's a doom.
No!
Maybe for the chicken bake or the double chocolate cookie.
There was no chocolate cookies. There was nothing fun about today. Pat Riley basically renewed his wedding vows in front of the city for like half an hour.
That was like the only boom of the day.
I mean, so I want to talk about boomer.
That and Gary Harris.
That was so much going on today. Thank you to chat for joining us today for season 12 of Miami Heat Beat officially. Shout out to Craig Dillinger for the 35. Much love to you. Franky, listen, we're gonna start this show, I think appropriately. I think it's what everybody wants to know.
First try.
Number
Let's
one,
go.
Frank and
Whoa.
Let's go, baby!
Caca for Cooper flag.
Oh, wait, I thought that was for Cam Ward.
No.
Oh, wrong show.
Does Cam Ward get a doom? I don't even know who that gets. Well,
Fuck FSU.
the Miami Heat get absolutely dog walked in the second half by the Orlando Magic. A lot of points to a little points. I'm not even gonna go through the score and all this bullshit. Shout out to Eric the Great, by the way, for the 48. Says, what the fuck did I just watch? We're about to get into that. Lou, we'll start with you. And we'll go around. They looked absolutely lost, and that shit went awry in an instant. I thought in the first half, a lot of stuff made sense. I think there were some aspects of the team that did it, but I thought ultimately, like, there was cohesion of a game plan. I liked some of the things that was happening, but this falls on your two best players not doing enough, Jimmy and Bam. We're gonna get into all the other littler, smaller things that they didn't do, but I mean, Jimmy. We'll talk about Bam too, but Jimmy cannot put that kind of performance when all preseason we talked about they need more from this guy. They need availability. They need effort on both ends. They need a leader on the floor. And I got to be honest with you, 3 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal for 1 for 8 shooting, minus 30. The fuck is that?
I don't know why you're asking me, G. We should ask him and Bam at this point. Like, I mean, I think Jimmy deserves more blame than Bam, but like, what the fuck was this? Like, the first half, the comparison from the first half to the third quarter was fucking ridiculous. They looked lost offensively. They looked lost defensively. Like, I don't know what I was watching. I think Pat Riley put them to sleep instead of the Magic. That shit never works. I'm tired of these ceremonies. Like
they've
Smithy
never
said,
won a ceremony.
they're so fucking bad.
Didn't they lose
ceremony.
the Shaq one too, Brian?
I know they lost the UD one.
They lost the Wade one.
They lost the Chris Bosh one against
They
the
lost the
Hawks.
Chris Bosh one.
I don't
They're
remember.
just
the Shaq one.
washed during these.
Did they
fucking-
win? Did they win the game when they retired Wade's jersey?
No.
No,
You were there.
no, they lost.
They
No, they were
lost
winning at
too.
halftime and proceeded to
Yeah.
third
Just
quarter.
like the Chris Bosh, just like Morning, you just like UD.
Stop retiring players. Why did
Are you
Pat,
saying
why,
we're gonna lose against the Pistons?
30th? We're celebrating
No.
30. This guy hasn't retired yet, man. Like,
Absolutely, that Pistons game is gonna be a second half bloodbath.
But they're doing the statue ceremony, you know?
Oh my god.
Yeah, another fucking ceremony on against the
But
Pistons.
isn't the ceremony the day before technically? Or how's that working? Because it's supposed to be on
There's two
Sunday.
ceremonies. There's a
What the
halftime
fuck do we need
ceremony.
2 ceremonies for?
There's an
I don't know. We
unveiling.
lead the league in ceremonies, Frankie.
More ceremonies
more-
than new players.
We
I
got
was gonna say more ceremonies than
than,
first round picks. It's fucking
threes
nasty.
made.
We didn't run it back though, guys. Congratulations.
Oh.
They were adamant at
Harder.
anytime Five Reasons said that in the offseason. We actually didn't run it back. There's nobody the same players. Like, what are we talking about? The whole fucking rotation is the exact same from the last offseason. The season ended. There was nothing new. They went to a 5-out offense. They barely cracked 50 in the first half. They didn't get to 100.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm gonna read some of the reports coming out of the locker room right now. Anthony Chang tweets. Eric Spoelstra said, "Offensively, we have to trust some of the things we've been working on in the preseason." I want to send him the Woj thing. Congratulations. I don't give a shit. I don't want to hear that. I don't know, man. I'm just sick of it. I think we're all sick of it. I'm just mad. I hate it all. I'm just so done with excuse after excuse. And look at that. We're doing a show that sounds like it's in the middle of February. It's game fucking 1.
I didn't even watch the preseason. Were we any good in the preseason?
Yeah, bro. We were out.
Night and fucking day, Brian.
Dude,
Night
we
and
were
fucking day.
I was
miss
talking to
Isaiah
Cooper
Stevens.
Moorhead. I'm like, yo, I think we're good.
The
What
Summer League
happened?
team was hiding all the flaws.
What happened? Was it just Jalen Suggs and Gary Harris?
I think it was a combination of the ceremony, Jimmy, Banchero. Fucking Banchero, bro. My God.
We need the summer league
Oh,
team back.
That's what
I had-
happened. Yeah, we got rid of Isaiah Stevens and we totally destroyed the chemistry. we had
How
in this team
dare
because we
you?
wanted to keep
How dare
Drew
you?
Smith.
Drew Smith was plus 13 today, along with Pell and fucking Kalel Ware.
I'm not gonna lie, dog. I can't believe it's game. We're gonna head into game 2, and I'm already saying maybe a little bit of Drew Smith wouldn't kill us. No, but realistically, like, you know, kind of saying the joke, as Bron Joker says, we fell for the banana in the tailpipe. They need a little bit of defense, Frankie, with that second unit. They put out that unit. It was Rozier, it was Robinson, it was Highsmith, it was tuberculosis, aka TB, aka Thomas Bryant,
And Jaime.
and Hawkes. And then eventually, I mean, tuberculosis is going to be Kevin Love. So not really an improvement defensively. I got to be honest with you. A little Drew Smith in my life. Not the worst thing for that lineup.
I just don't think that's a Terry lineup. I think that's the Jimmy lineup. Like, if you're,
I agree.
you got to have some like Highsmith is great, but he can't be the only one standing there with resistance. And Thomas Bryant wasn't the problem tonight at all. Like, he gave him solid minutes. Unfortunately, he outplayed Bam probably. Like, you could very easily make that case. And but that lineup, I just don't like it. Like, getting Terry going doesn't solve anything. Like, you have a problem with the starting lineup getting Jimmy and Bam involved as it is. Like, just give Jimmy a unit, give Bam a unit to be be the lead option and get some looks.
I mean, Brian, I don't know how you felt, but when I saw we were back to no Jimmy, no Bam lineups, I just facepalmed and I was like, what are we doing?
I mean, it's kind of like what we've been avoiding for however many years we've had this build. Like, those are the minutes you dread because you don't know how you're going to get your offense going. Defensively, you already know that we're already down a couple of the wing defenders that we need in order to kind of keep the game under 100, because that's usually how Heat teams win in this last 5 years of this Heat build. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest, what they're going to do, because staggering them, while it makes sense in theory, I mean, you're talking about playing them however many minutes together. You're asking them to basically play like it's a playoff game, and it's literally game 1 of the regular season. We can't win a couple minutes without them still. I don't understand.
Brass in chat says every
lineup was a no Jimmy, no Bam. I mean, with them on, they weren't shooting the ball too. That was actually part of the issue. Like, they barely got off enough shot attempts. You were hoping that they could maybe get some offense going, and that never happened. Just coming from the 5 reasons off the floor chat, just Just the only thing that's in here that's kind of interesting because I'm looking through all the comments of the pressers as well. But apparently, Jimmy might not be speaking today.
And by the way, absolutely. What's their next game? It's against Charlotte on Saturday or whatever. He's 100% gonna have some weird injury and not play. I know the playbook. I've been here long enough.
I guess he doesn't want that max extension then.
I don't know, man. I'm just mad. Chat's fucking funny though.
Are we doing agenda talk? Because Jimmy, not like game 1 of the season, the Heat switched the offense to, in theory, involve Jimmy a little less. So he has less of a burden, I guess, because, that's what it looked like in the preseason.
Dog, he was like screening, like he was like setting low screens on the weak side of the ball, and nothing was happening on that side. And I was like, what the? While Terry is like fucking Fugazi dribbling
there was
into a sidestep 3. And I'm like, what the fuck?
There was
going on?
legitimately a play with Bam and Jimmy in opposite corners, and Terry was just having a beast at the top of the floor. I'm talking dribble, tween, pass to Jovic. He said, give it right back. Dribble, tween, step back.
Dribble, tween.
No, that's the name of the fucking team is dribble, tween. This is like, no, but realistically, are we doing agenda talk with Jimmy? Like, there's no way this is flying under the radar. Like, the guy didn't sign the extension. Pat called him out. Like, what are we doing? Like, I know Franky's on my side, or I'm pretty sure he's on. I mean, his name is Cockoffer Cooper. Like, come on, we got to be on the same. We're capturing the same guy right here. I'm capturing
fail forward fast.
Yeah, fail forward fast. Like, come on, man. Like, if this is what it's gonna be, the Heat have to capitalize. Like just fucking turn it in. Let the kids play. Like, who gives? If this is what the product is when the best players are on the floor, give me the fucking worst players on the floor. I don't give a shit anymore. And this sounds like February talk, but like realistically, it was so disappointing that third quarter. Aside from the third quarter, I thought they were okay. I didn't think it was horrible. But like Jimmy not talking, hey, I don't know.
I honestly, like, I think that flies under other circumstances. Not anymore, man. Like, not today. And I love that guy, and I want him to retire a Heat player, but like, I don't know, man. You played like shit. You played really bad. I think you just gotta go out there and like take your licks. You know what I mean? Like, you were the worst like impact player on the floor. Like, Thomas Bryant like was more impactful than you in like a lot of like places, Franky. Like, you got to get out there. You got to show your face, bro. This is not, I don't know. Back in my day, Dwayne Wade went out and talked to the media.
Yeah, that's not a good look, man. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of that shit with Jimmy and the team. Like, you got to just own up to that shit. Take your licks. Like, you have a bad performance. Whatever the excuse is, whatever you're gonna say, I don't give a shit. Just show up. Just don't be afraid. Like, you didn't show up for the game. You're gonna skip out the fucking halftime too. I mean, the post game too. Like, that's ridiculous. I just thought there was a lot of good in the first half with the process. I thought it was really interesting when shit got tight. They went back to old habits. They went back to mid range, back to cutting on top of each other, and that's what really made the run spiral out of control, because they got tight and they couldn't take care of the ball. They couldn't defend the three. Defensively, it's horrible. They couldn't stop anything. They couldn't contain. Nico was getting bumped off his spots. They're getting put in situations consistently where it's a 2-on-1 inside, and Bam was getting picked on inside. They had no resistance. Jimmy lost his man on cuts multiple times. Jimmy gave no help, no resistance at all. Like, I was not encouraged at all. But that starting lineup, they spammed the shit out of it in the preseason, and that shit is not dominating. That is not a lineup. I understand there are some starting lineups that are dominating, and that's a reason you play them so much, because they're a +4 team consistently. That lineup was winning barely any minutes in the preseason. It is not a go-to lineup. You gotta make some adjustments here, or you gotta get going quickly. And a lot of the issues we saw in the preseason was Jimmy and Bam weren't as involved, and we saw that happened again.
I think Bam was involved, right? Like, he was getting to the line, He was aggressive. He was kind of rolling hard. He was kind of getting into the paint. He was getting, how many free throws did he end up? He had like 10 free throws.
He had 10 free throws.
He had
On
8
the-
at the half though, so that was extra.
Yeah. I agree with the third quarter, like Bam not getting involved.
Yeah.
I
but
thought they
like,
got him involved early and then just, not enough Bam, not enough Jimmy.
I mean, Brass was right. Jimmy only had 3 more points than Bronny. You know,
Jesus.
big stuff happening. But Bam, I think attempted 2 threes tonight.
Yeah,
Neither of them were like great looks. I thought Jimmy again kind of taking bad shots over and over. I mean, again, they were doing a lot of like the side to side, passing around the perimeter. It looked like a college offense, where nobody can really get penetration, Brian, and they're just kind of passing the ball around the perimeter until like something happens and then they make a move. And it's like, I saw somebody like send in chat earlier, like how you 5 out and have bad spacing, and they've just found the way to do it. I gotta be honest, Brian, that was absolutely abominable and a disrespect of all our time.
So I saw a lot of these highlight clips from the preseason. Like the offense looked somewhat cohesive. It looked like a lot of it was like out of like the fast break. A lot of I saw a lot of clips of like Tyler Hero taking, and I think Jovic as well, like taking all these like pull up threes and stuff. We did get to see some of that, I think, in the first quarter because they did score like 33 in that first quarter. So look, the offense was working to start the game, and then like that shit cratered pretty quickly afterwards. So is that first quarter more of what we saw from the preseason than like the second quarter throughout the rest of the game? That's like pretty much reverting back to old habits, kind of what you guys are saying. Because I'm just basing off what I saw from social media, from what the Heat account has posted. I haven't really watched all the preseason. I've only watched clips. But from what we saw the first quarter, did it look similar to what we saw or not really?
I think not at all. And I'll let Lou kind of get in on this. I think in the preseason there was more activity going downhill. I thought in the first half you saw some of it where they were playing faster. I think it was more variety in their pick and roll game. But I think today, and Lou can I wonder what you think here. Like I thought their weak side stuff today was pretty much non-existent. I thought Nico was really good in the beginning of the game. He was really active. But again, like their finishing is just always suspect, and they had a lot of moments where they were just bad at finishing. Franky puts up the shot chart here. It's like, and I'm okay with the lack of mid-range shots. I don't really think they're good at it. I do think that they need a little bit of variety, and they leaned into that. But Franky, can you put that back up?
Yeah.
I think that they had, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. They had 5. They had 4 shots outside the paint, 1 at the nail. You know what I mean? And then they made that one. Sorry, 6. I see 1 in the deep right corner. That's fine as a shot chart. Like in terms of your offensive selection, which I think is important because last year they were really bad at mid-range shooting and they shot a lot of them. They need to improve at these shots because this is the most important thing that they have to do. And I think getting out in transition is for sure one of them. But to do that, you need to get stops. And they just were not consistently getting stops. Orlando was getting to the rim all the time. And it was so frustrating. I mean, Bam kind of got cooked by Banchero, to be honest. I mean, if we're all gonna be real. So I don't know, Lou. I threw a bunch of stuff. They're just so frustrating. I'm just
No,
They got a lot of post entry passes really easy. Like they got
I don't think Bam necessarily had a bad defensive game. I don't think it was up to his caliber, but I think a lot of it was a lot of the guard screening for him and Bam having to fight through guard screens and them just swinging the ball and really our lack of size in the backcourt with Tyler and Terry getting picked on. I thought what was worse than Bam defensively was just Terry at the point of attack, if I'm being very honest.
No,
like,
I mean, he got deep fried over and
over and had to put us in rotation. Too many, like Brian said, too many easy post entry passes. But going back to like the first quarter question, I generally think the first quarter wasn't bad from them. They got to the free throw line 13 times in the first quarter. So they were able to move the ball enough to get downhill and get some of these calls. They only took 5 threes that quarter. They hit 2 of them. 5 threes isn't enough, but them getting to the line 13 times, that's positive. I do believe like just in general, like the whole thesis of this game was like their second chance points, like the amount of second chance points that the Miami Heat gave up even on the possessions that they did get defensive stops, was fucking horrible. They gave up 18 offensive rebounds. 18 offensive rebounds. In the first half, I thought they did a decent job of defending, but they wouldn't close out the possession with defensive rebounds. Like the Magic would just get the offensive rebounds, reset, and do that 2 or 3 times, and that was it. In the third quarter, it was just everything went bad. Like their point of attack defense, their off-ball defense, everything, like they were just giving up anything and everything the Magic wanted, which isn't a good look. And the rebounding still sucked. So it was like,
I mean, Orlando, their offensive rebound percentage in the half court was 38%. I mean,
it was ridiculous.
You did not win. And by the way, that's them playing a second 6'10" guy next to Bam.
Yeah, he was getting bounced off. Nico was no resistance inside, but
Orlando is not the norm. I want to also be clear. Like Orlando is
100%.
fucking. They're gonna do.
They're a big, young, athletic, really good team.
Yeah, they're really good.
And that's what getting the Heat in rotation again, even against their front court with size. Like you have 2 small guards there, and Orlando is not small at any position, and they're able to utilize that size. You get a 6'10", you get a switch, you get guys on rotation, and Bam's on a guard. And now Paolo's getting an offensive rebound over Terry or Tyler. Jimmy's not a great defensive rebounder. He sucks at boxing out. And they took advantage. Nico's not great there either. And you got Bam by himself, and Bam wasn't active on that end enough. He only grabbed 2 defensive boards himself. So he needs to do better as well. But man, and also offensively, bro, they missed so many gimmies, like so many inside layups.
Dude, they were 15 for 28 at the rim.
That's going to continue to be the thing. Jimmy was 1 for 6 in the paint. That's despicable.
Yeah, Jimmy missed way too many of those bunnies.
He had one with a guy on his back right in front of the rim.
Yeah.
Yep. Just
Terry missed some. Tyler missed some too.
And Orlando is not like an offensive juggernaut, and I think that second half was a little deceiving. I think that first half is kind of more akin to the game that they would play, a really physical, really ugly. Orlando getting a lot of offensive rebounds, a lot of activity and stuff like that. But that second half, Orlando probably made most of their 18 threes. And by the way, Orlando, not only did they offensive rebound Miami, 18 threes to 11, that's going to do it. You know what I mean?
21 points right there.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, to compare it to Miami's 11, you're just not, you're not going to win that, right? The math just totally was not in their favor in transition, which I think was one of the most promising things in the preseason. Orlando killed them. 158 offensive rating for Orlando in transition to a 114 for Miami. Just absolutely not good enough. Orlando was in transition about 20% of the time. Miami only 14. So not only, were they not as efficient, they were doing it a lot less. And, the preseason, Lou, I saw you were pointing out about this on Twitter, where Miami was forcing a bunch of turnovers in the preseason, and that just wasn't there today. And I think a lot of that is Jimmy's effort. I think a lot of that is, they are just getting pushed around, right? They're not getting in the correct kind of places to intercept those passes. I think their help off ball was just not impactful today. I think Orlando absolutely was just way more physical off ball, off screens, all that stuff. Miami was just behind on every play. And I think where it really was noticeable, Lou, was with those bench units. I think that's kind of when the game really, really started to crack. Where these units can't hang. I think Tyler, who I think had a pretty good first half, kind of masked that a little bit. He kind of kept them above water, and then it just kind of all fell apart.
Yeah, just it defensively, their intensity wasn't. It I don't know, just their attention to detail. I'm curious because realistically, this team only has maybe 2 above average perimeter defenders. We're talking Highsmith and I mean, Jimmy when he's engaged, but we don't know what version we're getting. So I'm Highsmith and Drew Smith, that's not good, guys. That's really, really bad. I don't know, man. It just looks so funky. It felt funky. The team, the biggest thing was as soon as shit started to go south, like Franky said, they went right back to what sucked for them last year. They're like, oh, this is what we did last year. Ran 3 people in the paint at a certain time. I don't know, man. today just felt funky. Like Jovic didn't play a great game specifically in that third, fourth quarter. I do think like they, I was a proponent of maybe Jovic getting some minutes at the 5. I don't think
Yeah, we had talked about that
Yeah,
in the preview.
At least not against a team as physical. And this wasn't entirely on him. Like the offensive rebounding wasn't like Jovic single-handedly got killed. The guards were getting rebounds. Their small forwards were getting offensive rebounds. Like it was a team effort.
I mean, there were times when Tyler was trying and he's just not
just couldn't because he's not big enough.
And he was not an effort. He's like the guy I give the biggest pass to tonight.
Yeah, just in terms of rebounding, but like, man, I don't know. I get this whole idea of like wanting Bam to be on the perimeter more. I think we need to keep Bam near the fucking basket. like I thought Spo was onto something last year when he played him more in job. Not saying that's the case most of the time, but like, just I'd rather Bam be down there trying to battle for these rebounds or box out and let other guys fly in as opposed to like Nico doing the whole box out and getting the rebound thing. I don't think he's there yet. We're not playing Thomas Bryant with Bam because that's awful. Love is probably their best rebounder, and we missed him today on both sides of the floor. I want to say that.
I didn't even think about Love helping them rebounding. Yeah, I mean, Zaddy 100% is going to keep those guys off the board.
Yeah, and like the whole Kalel thing, like Kalel is going to be just the same, like not physical enough to play alongside Bam in this situation.
The Kalel thing, and when they were playing that unit we talked about before, the tuberculosis unit, he's a guy that at least Lou will make. Brian, like you didn't see this in preseason. He'll make a play, like he'll get a block, he'll make a play, as opposed to guys like TB who just aren't really that kind of defender. And I know Lou's gonna say like, oh, he's gonna make mistakes. Yeah, he's gonna do that, but he'll get you plays. And
it doesn't even matter at this point.
Yeah, you just gotta get like, can you get a basket or two? Can you fucking save a point or two? And then get out in transition, and then one of those guys hits the leak out 3. And that's all it takes. 2 of those, that's all it takes to kind of keep a unit above water and get your starters or Jimmy and Bam back.
A block shot and an alley-oop dunk to him, like that kind of invigorates that second unit. I think that's what you kind of were looking for out of him, or at least out of a backup center for Bam.
And I agree. TB played well today. I mean,
yeah, and it was probably one of I tweeted he was probably their best player.
Well, they needed more energy in that second
unit.
They didn't have it.
But it's not like, yeah. Go ahead, Brian.
No, I just think they needed more energy in that second unit, and Terry didn't provide that. Like it definitely was lacking. And obviously we've had that with when Hero was there, he was providing some of that juice. Obviously, we're missing a lot of the other guys that contribute to some of these deep playoff runs, like Caleb and Gabe and Max, and those are other guys that really did help those units. So yeah, we're looking for answers. I don't know if the answers are really the guys that played tonight. I think maybe they might need to go elsewhere. I mean, we'll see. Maybe if Josh Richardson comes back, maybe he can give you some spark off the bench.
Josh Richardson, yeah, like, and I get what you're saying. It's like, but kind of look down the bench for help, and what's there.
I mean, I'm trying to think of other guys that they could play. Yeah. I mean, we haven't seen any of the other two-way guys or rookies play today. So yeah, Larson could be 1-2 as well. So like, I'm interested to see how they can generate some more juice out of that second unit. Because I mean, we already said the starters as is isn't going to give you a great plus minus to get you a big comfortable lead. So you're going to rely on some of these guys off the bench to hopefully, win you some games. And that was the case, some of these last few years. And it doesn't seem like we have that mix just yet.
And like, I want to say this also. I don't want to overreact for one game. It's game 1 of the regular season. I think the issue with all of us on this panel right now is it just feels the exact same. Franky showed the shot profile. That's totally different than what they've done. There's a focus on shooting threes. The way that they run pick and roll is different. They are more spaced out. They are very focused on 5 out to the detriment. Bam is in corners way more than before. Jimmy's in corners way more than before. That is part of that. They are doing empty corner stuff again. Like that is part of their 5 out system. And they have changed their shot profile. And yet it looks the same when it doesn't work. And it's not like before when teams would switch their handoffs, and then this was like absolutely totally neutered, right? Switch, drop, whatever. It did not matter. They they had nothing, right? They had absolutely nothing, and it's just frustrating. And chat's like, suppose trying to defend Banchero with Haywood Highsmith. Bro, who the fuck else do they got? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Jovic can't do it. You know, like he's, Jimmy was in La La Land all game. I don't even know what was going on with him. So it's frustrating.
I just want to compare the shot chart from last year against Detroit opening night.
My goodness gracious.
It's a lot of red too. So like, it's
But
just
unlike Orlando, Detroit is a bad team.
yeah, exactly. Well,
Bingo.
Orlando, we can at least point to them being a playoff contender, and they'll be in contention for a home seed. But yeah, man, there's a lot to work on. I mean, if you look at it, if you want to be like positive, the third quarter was really the only quarter they really like got killed. And they just couldn't make a run.
Where's Rowe?
This is the Boston media angle that they took in the 22 Eastern Conference Finals.
We need imaging, the Boston media angle.
No, but there's stuff that they can definitely build off of. I thought early on in the 5-out, when they move the ball side to side is when they get the best looks. The ball stuck when shit got tight. The ball stuck. Too much dribbling. Lou said Terry was dribbling the air out of the ball at the top of the key. I agree. Like Terry had a good box score game, but like his decision making, like getting guys involved with the shot, especially I think in that unit, Terry really has to get the guys involved because he has his own unit. He has his unit with the bench guys. He should be trying to get the others involved, use the dribble penetration, get guys on the rotation side to side, the ball movement, and look for drives and kicks. Like there's not enough focus on getting good threes inside out threes. It's a lot of side to side threes, and that's why when we were talking about earlier about Bam not taking that three there, I'm like, somebody's got to attack the basket. Somebody's got to get inside and finish. And Bam was forcing the issue a little bit. Didn't hit his free throws. Got to do better there. 7 of 10. But he was one of the biggest reasons that Suggs and Wagner were in foul trouble in the first half.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, and there was that play, Frankie, that Bam was going. That I tweeted that I wanted Bam to kind of take the open three, and you were like, no, he made the right decision. He went at one of the best players in Orlando and forced the third foul. And like, yeah, like those are the things that work. Bam's at the podium, by the way, and this goober's in a fucking Yankee hat. Take that shit off, bro. Nobody wants to see that.
Did you call him a goober?
Yeah, bro. What a fucking nerd.
No.
Take that shit off, bro. Fucking gross. Fucking Yankee hat. Grow the fuck up.
Is America's baseball team? They're the
Fuck that, bro. A, fuck that sport. B, fuck the Yankees, bro. And fuck the Dodgers. I fucking hate them.
Oh, that's hilarious. I do think to Frankie's point, man, the 5-out.
Fuck the Pirates. I fucking hate the Pirates.
What about the Marlins?
Why are the Pirates getting a shot?
The Pirates are like, they're not even trying to be a professional team. What the fuck are they doing? The Pirates, it's the most egregious thing. Pittsburgh doesn't even deserve a sports team in general. It's fucking Pittsburgh. It has 3.
Wait, what are the two teams? Oh, yeah, it's the Steelers. Yeah,
Penguins
that's
and the
true.
Steelers. I fucking hate the Steelers.
Black and
They're
yellow,
fucking-
black and yellow.
It's too much yellow. It's disgusting. Fuck the Penguins. What's with the yellow in Pittsburgh?
Just fuck Philly.
I don't like Pittsburgh as a concept. I don't like Philly either. And Embiid's getting investigated. I want the fucking feds. I want I don't care, bro. You get the guy you get Colombo on it. You do what you got to.
I believe Embiid plays for Philadelphia, not Pittsburgh, right?
Huh?
No, he said fuck. He said
just
fuck
that,
Pennsylvania at this point.
Just in
At
general.
this point,
okay, as a state.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
It's
the
just-
whole.
Well,
whole
there's,
state.
aren't
And
they a
that's
swing
too
state?
important right now. Everyone's like, "Oh, Pennsylvania, the elections." I don't want the fucking election in hands of Steeler fans. I'm just sorry, and fucking Pirates fans and Sixer fans. I'm just not comfortable with the future of our country being in fucking people in Embiid jerseys.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just
Fuck
not gonna
Antonio
lie.
Brown. Fuck
That guy has like
CTESPN.
that guy has like super duper CTE. I've never seen anything like it.
CTESPN.
He has turbo CTE. I did not think that was possible. The government needs to protect him to study his brain. They may find the cure to cancer in there.
Oh, the way that too is
I fucking hate the Knicks, dude. I'm so happy they lost. It's the only silver lining to this is that they got fucking embarrassed on their own floor. And I don't even understand how a guy like Mikal Bridges just decides in the middle of his fucking life, I'm going to shoot different today. What the fuck is wrong with him? I don't get it.
Was it kind of funny that the
He's
Celtics
somehow worse than Julius Randle? Somehow. And by the way, I'm so fucking glad that Mazzulla and his lazy eye fucking figured out how to target Josh Hart. I fucking hate that Josh Hart has survived on the floor in important games. I'm like, that guy is not a good player. He fucking stinks. He's fucking one-dimensional as fuck. I'm sick of him. I'm so glad he got exposed. I don't even like Derek White. I'm just glad that he got embarrassed by Derek White. I fucking hate Al Horford, and I was happy for him because of how much I hate the Knicks. They're disgusting. That arena's a dump. That city's really nice. I love New York City.
How many first round picks did they trade from Mikal Bridges again?
Bro, all of them.
Too many.
5?
G realized the Heat aren't going to back up any of the trash talk, so he's going to get it all out tonight.
He's ripping them. Tune in for
Do
every
I
Heat
go-
loss because
do I-
it will
Chad,
be a lot of
vote
them.
now.
The Pirates took a shot. Got a shot.
The fucking Pirates, bro.
Dude, what happened to
Next
Andrew
time,
Madison?
it'll be
really
should
good.
You guys should be absolutely as baseball fans. I hate that sport, but if you are a baseball fan, you should be mad. You should want the Pirates absolutely disbanded, regulated, whatever.
Can the Marlins get their pitcher?
Man, fuck
What's his
Manchester
name?
City too.
Paul
They're fucking
Skeens?
cheating.
Skeens? I'll take him.
Tired of all these fucking teams, bro.
So yeah, Damian Lillard had 30 points today.
I saw that, dude. I saw Trilly say, "I'm gonna kill myself."
He also had 9 rebounds.
Oh my god, man.
Who did?
Damian Lillard had 30 points on
30 points, dude. We
on
don't know what that
19
looks
on
like.
19 shots, 6 of
Did
12
Jimmy,
from 3.
Bam, and Tyler have 30 combined?
No. No.
So Bam
14, 9, and 3, 26 points.
And he had 6 assists. And to make it worse, Kyle Lowry actually had a great game today too.
How much did Kyle have?
Kyle had 13 points on 4-7 shooting, 3 for 5 from 3,
God, I miss myself.
Look at Buns.
and 6 assists.
Caleb had 9 rebounds. And 3
Caleb.
What? Gabe
This
Vincent
team
also,
misses Caleb Martin.
And
Gabe
Lowry's doing that
Vincent.
on a veteran minimum contract.
Gabe Vincent also had a good game for the Lakers. Out there,
He was
mean,
okay. It was like
He was okay. Yeah,
was
I
like-
He
wouldn't
just like,
say-
yeah,
I wouldn't
he's-
say good.
Man,
I would.
did
Listen.
he look handsome?
Oh,
2 and
always.
Oh my god! I mean, if he doesn't get a modeling deal out of this in LA,
Why is he not on more commercials?
I gotta be honest with you. That I was just in LA.
Skims. Where are you,
You
Skims?
gotta get him on Skims. Get Donovan Mitchell off and put Gabe Vincent on. We don't need to see more D Mitch. Let's see a little more Gabe.
Wait till the Kardashians go to the first Laker game. Be like, who is number?
Who is that?
What is he wearing? 2 over there too.
I was in
7.
LA last
Who is
weekend.
number 7? Please keep Gabe away from the Kardashians.
I was in
No, I'm
LA
kidding.
last weekend. I saw more Goku billboards than Gabe Vincent billboards. That needs to change.
I mean, he had a horrible first season with the injury, so he wasn't like a fan favorite.
Make that
last-
man a fucking star, bro.
Bring him back. Let him lead the tank.
Bring him back, bro. What's Max doing?
Max
He's
is
out
hurt.
for like 6 to 8 weeks.
Max took heat culture with him to Cleveland.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
he's out 6 to 8 weeks.
this is fucking despicable, man. I feel
Chad.
bad for him.
Chat, would you guys like where are they now? And we just like look at old players if this season is really bad and
Oh,
just
that'd be
like
great.
kind of just reminisce on like where are they now? And
We
then
see
just,
Hassan.
What's Solomon Hill doing?
in the Puerto Rican.
Where
League.
are they now? Keon Dooling.
Is Solomon Hill ever going to play basketball again?
no. Is he Puerto Rican?
Hassan
This man went to-
Whiteside is in
this man
Puerto
went to
Rico.
Keon Dooling.
I'm telling you, where are they now? Chris Duhon,
Carliana
Terrell
said
Wright.
Terrell Wright.
He was in the building. He could. Honestly, man, if Dwayne Wade had suited up, would it have been any worse?
Honestly, at this point, Dwayne Wade could have gone out there and done exactly what Jimmy Butler did.
I'm
today.
not gonna lie, bro. If they put out Dwayne, Mourning, Darrell Wright, Udonis,
I'd
and
rather
Andy
watch
Ellisberg.
that, honestly.
Andy Ellisberg, the cleanest 5. Oh my God. What a
Andy
dog. He's got
box
the
out and
footwork.
rebound.
Nah, Cooper Moorhead though at the 5.
It's a six man.
6 man. Birdman off the bench, Cooper Moorhead.
Okay.
Ira is
DeLon Wright had 1 less point than Jimmy Butler tonight.
Why doesn't Chris Bosh? Oh, Gogi was there too. Fucking get Gogi in there.
Dude, the Gogi would make this team work so well.
Unfortunately,
Bring him back.
Unfortunately, Gogi doesn't look like he can play basketball anymore.
No.
But
He didn't look like that his last season.
Yeah.
He didn't look that great in
Why
his
does,
charity.
Where's Carl White? Can we bring him back? He brought the wins.
Carl White, dude.
6-0 Carl.
Like at this point,
Carl
bring
White.
James Johnson back. At least I want to see him fight.
No.
Yeah,
Why, dude?
We've had enough of James Johnson.
Why?
We've had enough of
No more women beaters on this
we-
team.
Yeah, no more alleged.
No more Kendrick Duns on this team.
DV,
Oh no,
please. Yeah, we're out of that.
I didn't
We
even
can
know he
bring
did that.
we can bring Okara back though. Why does Chris Bosh not show up to anything?
Where has he been?
Yeah, like what is
He
it?
was,
Chat,
he was in Slovenia. That's the last I
Dude,
saw.
where
he
Oh,
was
that's
is-
right. That's right. He was there.
was he with
we
Gogi?
need,
Yeah,
we need
Yeah,
him at
he-
the 4.
Played a little bit at the Gogi's
he made a free throw.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Why? Somebody's like, why would he? I don't know, bro. Cause he was a fucking franchise legend.
Because his jersey's retired.
Like, I don't know. I'd like if Chris Bosh came to Dwayne Wade's thing. He didn't come to Dwayne Wade's jersey retirement. Guardiana says because he didn't want to be blamed for that.
Honestly, it is kind of his fault.
Somebody think Eddie Jones don't show up either. Eddie Jones is not on the level of Chris Bosh.
Eddie Jones, dog.
You know, it's
D Wade saw that and said, "I'm going to go back to Utah."
Yeah,
The only reason
they don't make no Eddie Jones,
That was-
Mitchell Ness jerseys.
that was the other thing too. Is that Brian? Did you see that Dwayne Wade was here, and not in Utah, where the team that he owns a stake in had their season opener?
Yeah, I didn't see that because I had to watch the Magic feed tonight.
Sad.
Yeah.
You're just in Orlando, sad. Well, chat's like, I didn't see Josh McRoberts there. Again, not in the stratosphere about
Hate the blackouts.
Bronx Circus about Friday. So yeah, guys, that's listen, that's our show. I listen, I don't know who could give you a better 45 minutes on what you just watched. Okay. We railed against teams I don't like. We questioned why Chris Bosh didn't show up. We talked about guys that aren't here anymore.
What?
The Heat beat classics.
Why didn't Jimmy show up?
Is Jimmy?
He was suited up too. He didn't even go to the press conference.
Mm.
Yeah.
Guys, I want everybody to know real quick, by the way, the Miami Heat are now your leaders in least points scored this season. 97,
Leaders in
baby.
least points, leaders in ceremonies, ladies and gentlemen, your
Bring up the-
2024-2025 Miami Heat. Light the beam.
Kaka for Cooper.
Bring the Tankathon back.